Undergrunt Podcast Network.
Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes. How may I help you?
You can start by wiping that fucking dumbass smile off your rosy fucking cheeks.
And you can give me a fucking automobile. A fucking Datsun, a fucking Toyota, a fucking Mustang, a fucking Buick.
4 fucking wheels and a seat!
I really don't care for the way you're speaking to me.
And I really don't care for the way your company left me in the middle of fucking nowhere with fucking keys to a fucking car that isn't fucking there.
And I really didn't care to fucking walk down a fucking highway and across a fucking runway to get back here to have you smile in my fucking face.
I want a fucking car right fucking now.
May I see your rental agreement?
I threw it away!
Oh boy.
Oh boy, what?
You're fucked.
A small little ship in the center of Mars was a sack of souls with experiment scars. When the psychedelic monk said, "I'll take 2," and he put them in a rocket and he ate a lot of glue. And he shot them straight to Earth where they turned into babies. They were named Bob and that, and they rarely got rabies. And the monk made a movie of their whole entire lives. They were panoramic scenes and zooms of the time. One time Bob had sex with a ladle, and one time Matt lost a vet to a cradle, and another time Bob caught a dinosaur mom, and another time Matt bought a replica of Guam. And all this more is on a DVD set, only $20.99 with the purchase of a gem. But if you call right now and say, "Where's my whisk?" we'll include this bonus disc.
Welcome to Bonus Disc.
Hello!
Hey, yeah!
God, all the fucking energy is just straight out of this goddamn room. Welcome to episode 5 of Bonus Disc. With me, I'm Bob Rose, and I'm with myself, and with me is host Matt P.A.
I'm here. I'm happy to be here.
You're so happy. And with us is local man John Bennett.
Local man.
John Bennett. And we are going to attempt to talk for an hour somehow about Tree of Life, the 2011 Terrence Malick film, which I apparently thought would be a hilarious choice to watch. Bonus disc.
See, it made sense to me when I thought John picked it because he hadn't seen it, and he was like, "Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous." You watched this.
I've watched.
And you fell asleep.
You
for
knew
an
about
hour
it.
of
Well, the good shit was at the beginning. I thought maybe all of it was that.
Oh, okay.
You gotta admit, the first half was way better.
Oh yeah, no, I was in love with it 40 minutes
Right,
in.
so that part I was like, this will be funny as shit. We'll like watch dinosaurs. I thought maybe there'd be more dinosaurs. I basically thought we were gonna watch the artistic art house Jurassic Park.
See, you used Halloween costume logic. You thought, oh, this joke will be funny all night.
No.
But it's really like 5
not.
sequends as you walk in.
So it was funny for 10 minutes.
There's funny parts in it. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, but
Should we say what it's about?
it's about 2.5 hours too long.
You can't say what it's about. It really is.
If you don't know Terrence Malick, he's a filmmaker that made stuff like Badlands, A New World. He's known for basically, I don't know, very quiet, very meditational scenes that go on forever and just staring at things. It's like if the camera was his eyes, he stares a lot. He's a voyeur. And he just stares. And this movie's
attention deficit disorder in its purest form.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know, man. Some of those shots, just staring at people.
Listen, I read.
You're staring at people staring at people.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
That really happened a lot.
Yeah, while they have whisper monologues over them staring at people.
There was so much whispering that happened at points I wasn't ready for that it just made what they said completely like lost.
Yeah, it was irrelevant. It's just like
here. What the fuck's happening right now?
Yeah,
I'm looking at a fucking door. What the hell are you saying? What is happening?
Okay, the movie's 2 hours and 19 minutes long.
It feels like
Here's the IMDb synopsis. Just, I guess that'll help people listening. The story of a family in Waco, Texas in 1956 Waco,
do.
Texas. There
Okay.
you go. Some connection there.
All right.
The eldest son witnesses the loss of innocence and struggles with his parents' conflicting teachings, which is about as vague as the movie
That
is.
is amazing because, as far as I'm concerned, that mother didn't exist except to make food.
Oh no,
Float.
a twirl. A
And
twirl.
Fucking float.
Do some yard twirling.
We might as well just talk about it. Doesn't matter the order in which we talk about anything.
Yeah, because they're just
So it doesn't-
disconjointed scenes.
It's
so.
just, yeah. Not,
Well, no, I think what's funny about the order of this movie is that you see, hold on, you establish a thing, someone dies, and then they're like, what is life? And then it shows you like the Big Bang, planets forming. It's like taking forever. That was the part where I was like, this shit is awesome. It was great. And now, and that just happened for so long. And then, like, dinosaurs happen. Dinosaurs get killed.
Well, that's when shit gets
Fucking
kinda,
life-
like, beautiful and
when
cool.
life happens,
Yeah.
and then you get the story of this child and him growing up, and he's like, baby, little kid. And he's like older, and then it slows to a fucking snail's pace, and you just watch this kid fucking become a degenerate piece of shit.
and his mom eventually floats.
Yeah, and his mother
And
floats.
moves a chair with her mind.
Boyhood is a universe of its own,
Wait,
guys.
just to give you an idea of why we can't give you a synopsis here, is listen to this. This is from the trivia page on IMDb.
Okay.
An Italian cinema showed the film for a week with the first two reels switched. Even though the film starts with production logos, no one in the theater noticed and thought it was all part of Terrence Malick's style. So they thought nothing was wrong.
Oh my god!
Isn't that awesome?
You know,
Oh
it
my
kind
God.
of, it almost like does work minus the title cards.
You don't really
could,
need them.
Yeah, you could go backwards.
You could
and
show
see
that-
like this
you
kid.
could switch-
Actually, that'd be a great movie because you watch this shitty kid, and then you watch like life happen, and then he dies, and you're like, "Fuck yeah!" This movie.
You're not
is
even
cool in
sure if
reverse.
that kid died. You're not even sure if that kid died.
The
It never establishes
kids
it.
look the same.
Yes.
I know they were. They're a 1950 fucking kid. That's it.
We don't. I can't tell you anyone's name from this movie because you don't.
You can't hear anything.
Well, you can't hear. But nobody. He makes them call him father, and he doesn't call them by their
'Cause he's-
names ever.
Don't you see? He's God,
Dude,
and he's forsaken them, Matt.
there's no characters. Like I can't relate to a person whose
Don't
name
you
I
see?
don't
Because
know.
God is giving us life, and
He's
life
the
is
war
water,
daddy.
and that's why the dad always has a hose on the front lawn.
Yeah.
It's all there in the pieces.
What?
You just gotta put it together.
What the hell were the hoses about?
Okay, there's so many
Dude, it's
hoses.
the
There's
50s,
hoses
man.
everywhere.
So
That's
much-
what you did.
This was like
You had free time. You stood in your lawn with
You
a
squeezed
hose.
a hose.
You just stand there squeezing it, waiting for
Like
something to be wet.
I was waiting for this
the
movie to be a
50s, man.
commercial for lawn and garden. Like, subscribe now at the end, because literally lawns.
Tell me.
This is the best lawn movie ever
I
made.
know. Well, the best lawn themed movie, but it had the shittiest lawn because he was always like,
Yeah,
"This
he's
lawn
always
looks
saying
like
this
shit."
is shit. Maybe if you stop walking all over with your family. and
Maybe if
All
you
you
were
do is play in the yard. I don't know what anybody does for a fucking job.
the only thing that he contributed to the house was a ladder that was pushed against a tree and a rope. That's all he contributed to the entire house.
We got to talk about his job.
Okay.
What was it?
Okay, he was a
worked- tell me what he-
he was
he
a
worked at a
naval
plant.
captain.
He worked
No,
at
he's
a
a naval
plant.
captain who worked in a plant at Westinghouse, I want to say, and he developed all these patents, and then he lost his job, so he tried to sell the patents elsewhere or sue them, and he never got the rights, so then he became a loser, and then he sat on his
he-
lawn for the
there's
rest of his
also-
life.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't remember this from the first time I fell asleep watching it, but there's a heavy like strain of abuse underneath the
Yeah.
whole current.
Yeah.
And then when he lost his job, he's like, "Well, now I just can't abuse everybody because I'm not making money anymore."
It like made him a decent guy. Like to lose his job and have
no
to
right
be with
to
his
abuse
family.
you anymore.
I have to beat you because I want to be around you and I can't. Because while I'm here, I have to just beat my love into you. Like, and that's what it is.
I think he was like, you are now more important to me because you're probably going to have to raise money for the rest of the family because I suck.
I'm done. I don't know
I'm
what
done.
to do.
I'm just going to sit
Despite
here.
being in perfect physical form and looking like Brad Pitt.
No.
I can't do anything else in this world.
You know
no
what's
one
funny?
wants my patent,
You know what's
son.
funny? Brad Pitt, Sean Penn calls him at the beginning of the movie, and then he goes,
Sean Penn playing
Hold
his
on.
son,
the
from
older son. But
future.
which son? Who knows?
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying he is playing his son from the future, right? That's what was happening.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that's what
Right.
was revealed at the end.
It's all
when
his
they all went to
memories.
heaven at the
That's
end.
why he rode an elevator for 5 hours.
That's why
to
we
remember
watched a
stuff his
fucking
dad.
credit card commercial
Yeah.
starring Sean Penn in a
Well,
building.
that-
Instead of having a breakfast, he just watched a candle, and then he went to work, and then he rode the elevator all
feeding off
day.
the energy of the candle, the beauty of it.
Dude, the first time you see Sean Penn's character, it's like him and his wife
Getting out of bed.
I guess because they never spoke, so I don't know who the fuck she was. It's just him and this woman, and they're both dressed up really well, and they're just walking around doing shit. It's like him turning on a faucet and just putting 3 fingers over it.
You're feeling it.
Like,
Because that's the closest to a hose he could get to.
I said it was like they were just perpetually filming an Ikea commercial in the house. Like she walked in
No,
with
yeah.
like dead plants.
It looks
and,
like a
put 'em on her.
Swedish like furniture commercial.
Oh
the
my
whole
God,
movie.
it was
She could have been
hilarious.
a realtor, and then they were like, let me try out this house. Let's just sleep here at night, and then I'll see if I want to buy it.
It was
Help me
weird.
watch this candle.
Okay, and Sean Penn's character, I think, for all of us was because he disappears. He just goes
well,
away.
No, it happened so early in the movie, and then so much happened.
There's 2 trivia chunks in here about Sean Penn's character that I thought
please,
was
please,
fucking
please.
hilarious.
Oh man.
One was, according to Emmanuel Lubetsky, the guy who shot the movie, a whole movie focusing on Sean Penn's character could be made from cut footage. So there's that.
That
and
makes
then,
sense now.
Yeah.
No,
Good
let me see if I can
Lord.
find it. There's one in here about Sean Penn's reaction to the movie, and I don't.
He
know.
got cut out of all of
No, he
it.
basically was like, yeah, if the movie made more sense, it might actually have more impact. And I don't know where all my shit went. Like, even he was like, what is this? Like, I am not even in this movie. I'm just looking at shit.
You could have cut fucking 50 minutes out of that
I said
movie.
it, dude. I said an hour in. There could be a 30-second commercial.
Yeah, I mean-
conveying almost the same message.
That was the
whole
greatest
movie.
Super Bowl movie, a Super Bowl commercial ever.
Yeah. The
Well,
most,
that's what
yeah.
you said at the end. You were like, if a fucking like Dodge truck
Yeah.
drove by, I'd be like, this is
All right, I'm buying a Dodge truck.
Let's go by, putting all my stocks.
No,
in
I would
fucking
literally
Dodge.
buy a Dodge right
If
now.
Jessica Chastain just shoved a Dorito into a child's face at the end of it, and then Brad
the
Pitt
crunch sound happened.
hugged the Doritos, then I'd be like, all right, I'm eating Doritos tomorrow.
Jesus Christ.
It is. It's like all the whole movie is comprised of just like something that would take half a second in a commercial, like trees going by really quick,
Yeah.
or like some water flowing,
Like the
sun,
shots of
a
Sean Penn's
planet.
the shots of Sean Penn's work, it's like shots from inside a beautiful building watching the sky that would pass in a commercial in like maybe like 10 frames.
Yeah.
But we
It's like a
see it for
Cialis
way more
commercial.
than that, and we see it. Yeah. You don't have to deal with herpes. Look at this window. It just looks beautiful. I mean, it literally is gorgeous.
No, it is wonderful
It's a
to look
gorgeous
at. That's why I
movie.
love the first 40.
What I
When you're
don't-
just looking at fucking space forming, I was like, this is fucking bad as shit. This is great. I'm totally into this.
What I don't
With
get,
people whispering stuff underneath of it, just like, show us.
Why did you come here? Where am I? Who are you talking to? Who are you?
they say inane bullshit like the soul of life is forgiveness.
Yeah.
You're like,
Okay.
what?
Is the stuff everybody's whispering supposed to be the stuff people were saying when they were just meandering around that beach at the end?
Yeah, when you're in the heaven beach.
Here's the thing.
See, all right.
To me, the first half of the movie could assumedly make sense. Because I understood, like, the kid died, and then we saw how life was made, and the whole thing was an allegory showing us, like, even the part with remember the part with the like, raptor not killing the other dinosaur? Like, it showed mercy. That was, like, maybe about how, like, the first time, like, beings showed mercy or something. I don't know. But I feel like
I don't know. What
I could have formed.
Sure.
I
That
feel like I
sounds
could have
good.
formed something out of it, and then the rest of the movie just it's all that kid doing stuff. You're just like, eh.
One of the coolest things about the
I thought he's supposed to be dead.
The
There's
coolest
no
thing
illusion.
about the abuse thing is that you kept going like, why does it seem like he's beating them? Because you never see it.
You never see it, but their
and then it
faces
finally
look like.
happens, and he doesn't even beat him. He just puts them in rooms.
Wait a minute.
He
wait a
goes,
minute.
"You go in here.
Yeah.
You go in there, and I'm angry.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm being
so
abused."
but their
the
faces look
CGI
like,
dinosaur steps on the other dinosaur's neck.
Yeah,
And the whole movie, Brad Pitt's got his hand on the kid's neck.
that's what I'm saying, man.
Does that mean they're
He's-
dinosaurs? I don't get it.
Yeah, the 50s is a relic. Everything of the 50s is a relic now. It's like
Oh.
ancient history.
Terrence Malick loved the '90s show Dinosaurs.
Can I tell you a story? I read an oral history of The Thin Red Line, the other movie Terrence Malick did,
The war movie.
A war
with,
movie that he
who's
did.
in it? Gary Busey.
and Sean Penn. And Sean Penn's got a big role
no,
in
not
it.
Gary Busey. Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte's in
Yeah.
it. And Sean Penn has a huge role in it, but it was cut down significantly. And Sean Penn told this great story about him doing this dramatic monologue about losing a soldier, and he was just crying, and he's doing this thing, and then he notices that Terrence has taken the cameraman and said, "Take a picture of that bird." In the middle of him crying. So he didn't even tell Sean to like cut. We're going to reset the camera. We'll come back to this. He literally just took the guy and said, "Take a picture of that bird."
See that bird up there? It's
See that bird over there?
beautiful.
Yeah. That's how much he
That's
cares
what
about
beauty looks like,
actors.
Sean, look at that bird. Take your fucking tears and hit the showers, you jackass.
He does not care what anybody thinks. He absolutely doesn't have
Well,
any
part
idea.
Of me is like glad about that. I don't want I mean, like, I wouldn't want this not to exist. I don't know if I want to sit through it.
You look
I don't
so-
want to sit through it much, but it's fucking a thing.
No, I'm
It-
glad I watched it.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's
And
like
it's
he
weird as
had
hell.
he had an experiment where he's like, I'm gonna make a movie about my abusive Waco dad relationship.
Well, he comes from Texas.
But-
Texas. This is about his life.
And you
sort
know
of.
who else comes from Texas? Waco, Texas. Steve Martin used to live there.
Well, that doesn't have
That
any
could be
pertinence.
Steve. This could be Steve Martin's life. Who knows how disjointed it is?
Well, there's that one scene where, like, after they have the meltdown at the house, where it shows him like wandering because that's all he
Yeah,
fucking does.
yeah,
That kid
yeah,
does.
yeah.
He sees like another house and it's just the family doing the same shit, just like fighting. and you're
man.
supposed to be like, oh, it's just everywhere. It's rampant. All these
Yeah.
patent salesmen.
Yeah, I mean, part of me felt like it was almost a statement on
Beating
the
their
50s,
kids.
but then it didn't really congeal at all. I thought, like, oh, wait, are all the dads being terrible? You know?
Did the kid kill himself because the dad was leaving?
Where did the kid kill himself that they would get a telegram, though?
Yeah. Oh.
yeah,
Still
okay,
can't
yeah,
figure
yeah,
that out.
Let's talk about this.
Yeah, it's,
So in the movie, you see the mother
beginning of the
receive-
film, yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
The mother receives a piece of mail in the fashion that no one has ever received a piece of mail, which is
it's the 50s, so mail is normal. It's not like that's...
they still put it in a mailbox or put it in the slot.
Right,
You
okay.
might wave to your mailman, but
She
you
get-
do not receive him at the door for a single piece of mail. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was weird.
That's far from the problem, but sure. Okay.
Well, it's more into like the commercial aspect of like
Right.
everything looking like it'd be from a commercial because you wouldn't want to like have an exchange at the door. It would just
Right,
be
okay.
walk up to the door, open
Yeah.
it, mailman, hi.
Not to mention the most
Not in life.
the
ever.
most impersonal way you could possibly convey the information.
Yeah, that
on
your
that.
child
Your
is
child
dead
is
in
dead.
A fucking letter. So we were
Yeah.
talking
But
about
where
they had-
was he?
Where was he? When did he
Because
die?
there was
How?
there was no scene of like the dad saying, "All right, you're going to boarding school," or "I'm gonna beat you until you have to go to the hospital."
None
Or
of
something.
that.
There was none of that. So at
He said
what
he
point-
loved him.
Yeah, at what point did the kid go somewhere so far that somebody was like, "Well, a phone call won't even do. We're just gonna they gotta
can't
live
call
their
them.
lives. We'll just send them a casual letter."
What if they were so poor at that point they didn't have a phone?
But no, because
No, because she called Sean Penn to tell
No,
him the
she
same
never-
news.
Someone else
I
called
mean,
him.
called Brad Pitt.
Someone else called him, I think.
Was she never? She was.
Why?
on the
If that
phone.
guy was near a phone, why did he call both people?
Oh, wait, you're
Well,
right.
Sean
I
Penn
guess she
exists in a
did call him.
different time period.
I mean, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, Brad Pitt was in a phone booth learning that his son had died at work, right?
I guess, man.
Was that his second job? Because he would have had no job and he had all his kids.
He said he was transferring. They emptied the house. Wouldn't that mean they're all moving?
Yeah.
And he was at an airport. Like, I don't see where this lines up at all.
There's
then-
no
but-
logic to this.
The movie doesn't bring us back to when the kid is killed.
No.
So we're like, who?
Did he die in the Big Bang?
No, that did,
Okay, I don't know.
But the mom can fly, so there's that problem.
Yeah, we never actually.
Yeah, what
explained
was
the
that?
mother can fly.
That's
We
never
keep
been
saying that. Yeah, we should probably just keep saying that the
Well,
mother.
she can. There's nothing to say. There's a scene where she fucking levitates, and it's never explained. It's fucking
It was
genius.
beautiful. It was beautiful.
Genius, John. That
How's it
scene
genius?
Makes the movie.
Oh, you better support. You better show me your work. What are
I
you
don't have
talking
to. I
about?
just said the sentence that proves it.
Yeah.
It's not proving
You saw her
anything.
float, dude. It was badass. You saw
It
her.
wasn't badass. She
She
got
was
like
moving
maybe.
a jellyfish. It was all weird and shit. It was awesome. Looked like a music video without the lights.
That's only because there was no kids there. Otherwise, she
That's what
just
she did, 'cause
Let's
she
talk
was
about
she would
John's favorite
waste
scene.
all her.
Let's talk about your favorite scene because I know what it is.
The-
It's the scene when the kid breaks into that other house that we have no clue what it is.
Yeah,
Steals a woman's.
No, he saw that
Camisole.
woman in her underwear
he
earlier.
saw a woman in her underwear.
Breaks into her
House
house.
steals her underwear.
camisole.
Cut
So-
to him at trying to hide it.
Yeah.
At a riverbed
Under a plank of wood.
and then he sees somebody like fishing like 300 feet away. Like, oh no, they might see this. And then he throws it into the river itself.
But it's a cut between that, so time had passed.
So
So,
we don't know what
he
he
must have
did.
jerked off of
gotta
that,
assume
like
he jerked
maybe
off.
6 months of jerking off into that, and then sent it down the river.
No, that wasn't the same day.
That wasn't the same day.
Either that or it was the same day, but he definitely jerked off into that thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, I mean, why would you take it with you otherwise? I mean,
Yeah,
if you
he-
just want to put it on, and
Apparently,
stay
if you-
around, that's like one thing. It's not gonna mess it up.
Yeah, but if
Like,
you
like if you
if
come
you-
all over it, that's done. That's you gotta take
Yeah,
it
he
with
probably
you.
came
apparently
all over.
when you bust all over a camisole, you could talk back to your father too.
He's a man now.
He's a man now.
He
He
just
jerked off when it closed that a woman was.
This kid's face, by the way, this kid's face looked like the edge, like of a knee bone or something. It was weird looking.
That's the weirdest description of a head I've ever
It just
heard.
did. It looked like a weird bone head.
His ear stuck out weird, and his head was an odd shape. He looked like a cop's badge.
He looked
Yeah,
like the
on the
album
face.
cover of a Cranberries album,
Yeah.
like just
like an
God.
upside down Star Trek
mask. Yeah.
emblem. You know, like the emblem like they wear in Star Trek. You know, the like almost heart shaped thing.
Oh, yeah.
His head looked like that if you filed it down.
Okay.
He looked like that dinosaur.
Fine.
Was he
Anyway,
the dinosaur?
No.
The dinosaurs were
He
just
was
dinosaurs.
the
They
dinosaur
were
with the bone on his
metaphoric,
head.
man.
His dad was the dinosaur with the arms.
Don't you understand
Was
metaphor?
Jessica Chastain the Dilapidorus that was in the pond?
She didn't exist, dude. The mother was nothing.
She
Like, it
she
didn't
looked
make
like
any
a
sense.
sexual assault victim the entire
Yeah,
movie.
She just fucking kept her mouth shut and
She was
stayed the
only
fuck out of
happy
everybody's
when he
business.
was at work and the kids were frolicking.
Is
Which it was a lot.
Is
of
it
that.
me
I mean,
or-
that's like
Decent amount of
90%
that.
of her life?
Is it me or was every dress that Jessica wore in the entire movie was just held up by her collarbones or freakish collarbones? Okay, it's not so.
Yeah, there's a lot of free form laughing and frolicking. On
A
lawns.
lot. It's unbelievable.
You
how
like
much.
shots of like suburban lawn frolicking. God, Terrence Malick covered it.
just
And
close.
apparently,
Close your eyes as a viewer. If you close your eyes and think about your childhood, all you remember is frolicking and father abuse. Am I right?
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's just wall to wall, just frolicking child
Frolic in
abuse.
the fields till I got home to be abused.
Or
and
wait a
then,
minute.
as soon as I was done being abused, I'd frolic because
Yeah.
I was being abused.
Because it's back to the frolicking.
I know
There's
this.
two settings for children. It's
I
frolicking.
know this
and
is
that.
like 10 points back, but I just found the quote from Sean Penn.
Okay.
Okay, so this was from 2011 when he was responding about the movie. This is his words. I didn't at all find the on-screen emotion of the script, which is the most magnificent one I've ever read. A clearer and more conventional narrative would have helped the film without, in my opinion, lessening its beauty and its impact. Frankly, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing there and what I was supposed to add into that context. What's more, Terry himself never managed to explain it to me clearly.
Wait.
Malick never explained to Sean Penn why he was there or what his significance as a character was.
But there's like a whole movie's worth of shit that isn't in there. That's amazing.
Wait a minute.
It's fucking genius.
Wait a minute. Do you think this is an entire practical joke on Sean Penn?
No, see, that scene with those Sean Penn scenes were like pivotal to Terrence Malick, right? And he didn't want him to phone it in by being like, hey, you're only going to be, it's a 2-day shoot. He didn't want him to phone it in, so he just made up a whole movie that had those 2 scenes in it, so that it would have the gravitas of him having a character. You know what I mean? And that is why this movie is fucking art.
It's pretty artistic, man.
He's playing on a whole nother level.
It's so wrong. It's so wrong to trick a guy thinking he's in another movie.
I mean, okay,
Just
so
for
they
that.
filmed all that shit with Sean
Just to
Penn.
watch him ride an elevator.
Over a million,
Staring at an old man next to a window.
over 1 million feet of film were shot and printed with an average of 14,000 feet per day over 72 shooting days.
What?
That's an insane amount of film that was just shot for this, and probably
That's
most
why,
of it.
that's
How
why
much-
it took 2 years.
How
Yeah.
much was shot for Lawrence of Arabia? I bet it wasn't even that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna look it up, but I'm sure that's got to be more than most movies ever.
Jesus.
Wow.
Roll it. I gotta have the perfect tree to blow by at 90 miles an hour. If it's not perfect, just film thousands of them.
I mean, it's like the fucking Talladega Nights fake commentary, but for a real movie.
Yeah. Because they did have that house in the desert for that heaven scene. All right.
Well,
the end of this movie.
Oh my god.
Sean Penn dies in an elevator or something.
Assumedly kills him?
Assumedly. And then you sort of figure out he's one of the sons from earlier, I guess. But the whole point is he's just walking on this beach, and then more and more people are just meandering about, and then
Which
you're
is
like,
fine,
oh,
I
they're
mean,
dead, and he's there in all
heaven's
his
a
different
beach. All right.
forms, and it's great. So you're in heaven. What the hell was the thing with her being like, I give my son to you? If you're already in heaven, where are you sending him? Is she spinning him back into the universe?
I don't even know.
Start
number
another
one.
Big Bang? Is that what that was?
Every time he lights a candle, he goes through this shit. Every time.
It's a sensory thing. He just smells it.
Can we just see somebody die, please? If we saw him jump, I felt like I would at least be like, okay, I
Now I
understand.
get it.
Wait a
what's
minute.
happening.
He failed
If
as a
the whole
businessman like
movie-
his father.
That would have given the whole movie something, because you would have been
Yes!
like, then it's all just in his mind what he was
It's
thinking about that
cyclical.
day. He was thinking about the universe and his family, and now he's like, fuck it, I'm killing myself because my brother's dead and my dad was an asshole.
Don't you want to know
And
what
now I'm in
that...
heaven. You would have been like, that makes sense.
Or at least let you know what that candle was scented like, so you know what that smell was.
Yeah.
It's a scented candle. It's
That's my
whatever you
favorite
want.
shot.
Does it smell like DDT?
It smells like heaven.
That's my favorite shot in the movie, just for comedy reasons. That
Oh, yeah.
shot of him staring at the candle, his wife staring at him, and us staring at them.
That's not even his wife. Who
Well,
knows
It
what
was
that
like
was?
a Calvin
was.
Klein ad that in color for no reason.
You could have faded in text that said Calvin Klein. You'd be like, okay, yeah,
businessman from Calvin Klein, like new set.
businessman.
Candle.
Smell like a businessman.
You want your house to smell like a businessman?
And there was
Smells
also
successful.
what we
in
didn't
here.
talk about is the sexual tension between the brothers themselves.
They did.
There was sexual tension? I don't think
Come on,
is
that
honorable.
scene with the lampshade thing with the lamp.
Oh, where he was trying to electrocute him?
But he touched it to his nipple or his body, and they
No,
just,
it's his
he
chest.
genuinely thought that would electrocute him. He just didn't realize you have to touch
Okay.
2 things to make
well,
that.
there was the kissing scene then,
Yeah, he did kiss his arm.
and there was them holding each other.
Dude, that whole family was a bunch of fuckheads. All right, they're a bunch of idiots, like an asshole.
God, I wish
and
that
they
was on the
all went to
Blu-ray.
heaven.
I wish that
All
was
of
on
it.
the Blu-ray cover. That family was a bunch of fuckheads. Matt P.A. on the Blu-ray for
But
Tree
you
of
know, I
Life.
sent it to Terrence Malick. You'll love it. Look, I'm just saying.
Look,
Their lives were garbage.
their mom loved to feed prisoners, so obviously she was raising juvenile delinquents.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is that? We watched like prisoners being moved into a police car, and she starts
Giving
giving
them
water
water
to one of them.
What is she, Christ? Like, what's
Fucking-
happening?
I guess she
She was
used to be
gonna.
a good
They
person.
cut out the part where they washed their feet too.
Not to mention, she also fed her family like they were a chain gang. They were
on
eating
their
like
plates.
beans and hash and shit.
I
off
know,
a
they
pile
ate
of
frisbee.
peas.
I swear to God, they ate better in Cool Hand Luke.
Yeah.
It did look gross. It was just like
It was all
looked like
just-
they came from a cafeteria line, and
Yeah,
somebody
it looked
went,
pretty
"Here's
bad.
a lump of peas."
Yeah,
a
here's some cream
smattering-
spinach and here's some beans. Have a good breakfast. Happy birthday.
On this fucking like serving
It's like-
tray. The plate made the plate look gigantic.
It was
the piles.
shit. It was Neapolitan slop.
How come they never did one birthday? If it was the whole life, they didn't do one birthday.
I don't know, but a birthday
just
would have
didn't
looked
show
beautiful
you-
filmed like that.
Yeah.
You could have filmed a kid's birthday beautifully with the way they were filming
Do you
shit.
just want to see him film anything
Well,
just so
it's
you can see it
beautiful.
look beautiful?
Yeah. I mean, I like film. I like the way shit looks. If anything, the saving grace of this movie was how it looked.
No, yeah, it was very, very pretty.
Yeah.
It was a pretty
The
movie.
movies we watch usually
About an
aren't very
abusive
pretty.
father.
Yeah, this is the most beautiful movie we'll probably ever watch on this podcast.
What was the budget?
Would this
I don't know.
movie
Let me look it
would
up.
this movie been better if it was an interesting family? Like if he was following around the Honey Boo Boo family or something. And he shot them that beautifully.
Man, what would
Dude,
the,
that would be so
you imagine-
good to
Yeah.
watch.
can you imagine the fat
universe.
diabetic dinosaur metaphors that we would have had to see?
Eating out of a margarine cup. All of the dinosaurs.
Dude, that would just got everyone who watched it to kill themselves. Like if you watch the universe be
can't make it
created
more
and then
depressing.
that woman's fucking thumb head, you'd be like, it's over. We're done. Just kill yourself.
All God's creatures are beautiful.
I want to be in heaven right now, Jesus Christ. I'd rather look at a beach forever.
Yeah.
I don't know what the budget was. I'm looking it up.
I'm sure it's way more than it needed to be for how little actually occurred.
The most beautiful thing in their family is a little tiny beauty queen that looks like a goddamn munchie with a wig on it.
Wait, who?
Fucking Honey Boo Boo looks like a
Honey
munchie.
Boo Boo. Oh, wow.
She looks like her head looks like it's hinged in the back and it could just lift all the way up. That's what she looks like.
Yeah, that's why she got molested, I guess.
Apparently,
Jesus.
the estimated.
What's the budget of
Jesus,
this
I didn't hear what
movie?
you guys were talking about. I'm
All
looking
right,
it
what's
up.
the
I
estimate?
just heard molested. Estimated budget of $32 million, which
$32 million worth of that.
I mean, honestly,
That's
for
less
Hollywood,
than what I
that's
thought,
for those
honestly.
stars in that movie and that cast. That's actually
For
way.
Sean Penn to film the secret movie?
Yeah,
I think
Sean Penn basically filmed the movie for free and then got fucking cut and thrown away.
I am pretty sure that Matthew McConaughey was cut out of the entire film and it turned into a Buick ad.
Matthew McConaughey was playing God at some point. There's
Yeah, sure.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
There's scenes of him in just a robe in the desert just talking.
What was that? He was walking in the
Yeah,
desert.
He was at work.
Was
thinking
he
about
dead?
being a boy, so he went
well,
to the
the
middle of the
desert is-
desert to wet his face in a puddle.
Remember
on
there
a
was that
rock.
one shot
Yeah.
though? There was one shot where he like we knew that he was in the afterlife, but way before that, there was this shot where he was walking and someone in the distance was dancing. Do you remember that shot?
No.
There's a
Somebody-
shot
there's
of
a
an
woman
old
in
guy.
blue, like dancing, and he was walking. And it just,
I don't remember.
That was his mom.
no,
Was it
she was
his
in
mom?
dark blue.
He was a dancing mom.
Dude, that was not his mom.
That was the
That was the
camisole
woman he was-
masturbator.
No, that was the woman he was like porking in the beginning.
That was her.
I guess. Was she dead?
Who wasn't dead? Everything died. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
How do you talk about this movie?
I thought it was gonna be like the family, the kid died, and they
Hold
were
on,
gonna
hold
be like, "What is life?" And then it's gonna. I thought it was seriously gonna be like that, like go through time, because you were like, "It's just gonna be excruciating," and I was like, "Oh, I guess we're just gonna travel through time for most of this movie,
Yeah.
to just come back to the family and being like, oh, everything's fine," because
I thought it was just
You
the
talking-
Wonder Years condensed. That's all I thought we were gonna watch, and it turned out to be fucking crazy.
Just how do you? What is this script?
It's a science textbook.
It's like
next
4
to
minutes.
photos of his dad. That's all he had. There was no script. It was just a science textbook.
You could literally
photos of his dad.
with a Hollywood level photography crew, you could literally make this movie just by winging it, and because all the effect shots later could just be done.
Yeah.
And you could just wing most of the shit just by saying, "Okay, Bragg, look over there, hug your kids, play with them, look angry." I guess
Don't you think if you could use this as a stock movie and you could just take pieces of it, you could probably make better movies with this movie.
Yeah, you could probably. Oh, definitely.
It's like hundreds of hours of B-roll.
Like we said, you could make so many good commercials with this movie. Just the footage.
It's unbelievable how much
Sean
commercial
Penn footage
footage
that must exist of him in a city.
Oh man.
Man, you could just add his voiceover to all that footage.
Can you
Credit
imagine-
cards, cars, holiday shopping, everything could be covered with that footage.
Yes.
If all you have to do is like even take the desert stuff and just like him standing on a thing and just Photoshop in a car there next to him, like whatever is fine.
Yeah, boom.
There's tons of crane
Chevrolet.
shots of him just standing in a dune. Just fucking Photoshop
Terrence,
a car in there.
what am I doing now?
You don't even have to have his voice. Just have him say vowel sounds and just be like Buick. That's all you gotta do.
It's true. It's an easy job.
I would love to see like a discussion between him and Terrence Malick now. Like,
Oh man, I would love to like pitch that to Terrence Malick right now.
That's
Be
a
like, dude,
movie.
let's start selling this movie off in chunks as TV commercials.
Can we-
You're gonna make millions of dollars.
Can
and
we-
then not tell Sean Penn he's pissed about it.
Does Terrence Malick have the balls to ask Sean Penn into another movie? That's what I want to know.
Would he fall for it? Like first one, he cut a lot of it out. This one, he's basically not in it. Next one,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a snuff film that no one sees.
Sean, it's a
Except
snuff
for
film.
him.
It's about people
Terrence
fucking
Malick
killing
watches
people.
it.
You're
gonna-
gonna play a furniture salesman that sort of has nothing to do with what's happening in the
He's
main
gonna make
plot
Sean
line.
Penn do a bunch of
It's
green
mostly about a
screen.
dog with a hips dysplasia, but
Terrence Malick's whole career for the past 20 years has been making a Sean Penn movie that no one's aware of. But he has to use the excuse of other movies to keep filming it.
it tells this long story. So he had to be young. He got him to do the first one. Then he waited 10 years. Then he made him film this one. So in like 5
gotta-
or 6,
They get him
gonna
while
be
he's
the
like
next
60,
one.
70 years
You're telling
old.
me
It'd be
he's
the greatest
he's
film.
holding on to the greatest Sean Penn movie ever made.
Yeah. He's making his Boyhood with Sean Penn without Sean Penn knowing.
It's gonna make I Am Sam look like Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
This is the idea of Sean Penn angrily watching it at the end of his life.
This is your greatest achievement.
Sean is
Is-
called Sean Penn by Terrence Malick.
God, that'd be beautiful. Unfortunately, we just have this movie, which is fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
In the end, did you like it better or worse than Upstream Color, John?
I like this better than Upstream Color.
Okay. Not that anyone knows what that is.
Because that's a jerk off of that makes this movie look coherent.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I mean, this movie.
It kind of does.
I kind of want to watch it in reverse. In
Reverse?
Actual
No,
reverse?
the
Doesn't
two halves
matter.
flopped.
Doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
guess.
Not really.
No. There's nothing going on.
I just rather because I hated that kid.
The kid was
I guess
terrible.
I was also so done with watching the movie that for the last 40 minutes,
I kept
just spent
checking the
most
time.
of it going, I want this. When the fuck is this kid gonna die?
I know, I got excited.
Getting tired of this fucking kid throwing rocks at things and jerking off in underwear. It's over.
But when you notice that the scenario of him being somewhere else, that a telegram would be sufficient, you realize that's not coming. So you realize that you're not going to see his death. Because I was like, at no point can he die and no one's
die
gonna,
in a train
He's, like,
car in
down the
Mississippi.
street.
Like what happened?
Yeah, like he's going to run away. What's happening?
Didn't they move? I don't understand
every house
where or
looked
how or
the
what he
same.
did when he died.
They shot this movie in 3 almost identical houses because they wanted the sun to always be coming through the windows. So they had to have 3 houses facing different ways so they could always film during the day.
First off, if you paid attention to the geography, that house was enormous.
Well, because it's
Oh,
3
yeah.
houses.
Yeah, there was that entire room that was all glass walls. Like, what the hell?
Sean Penn commercial room.
Or was that the No,
looking ahead.
that was the transfer house because she got the telegram there.
Right.
And then Sean Penn had a greenhouse house. So they all lived in the lightest light of the lighthouses with no what?
Because they are the tree of life, John. They need sunlight.
They
to
planted.
grow.
They planted
No,
a
it's
tree.
because his dad got less and less successful, so they started
Wait,
pulling
Matt has a
electricity out
point,
of the
though.
house.
Matt, they're the tree of life, right? That's why the dad's always spraying them with water. He's feeding
God
them.
damn it!
He's feeding
That's
them.
what the hose is about.
That's what the significance is. He's feeding them. Remember how the mom was like by herself outside, like having water just run on her feet? Because those are her roots.
God damn it.
Shut
Then why
up.
did he
Shut up.
Why did he beat him? Why did he beat them?
Because
Oh wait, we need to talk about that. There's a scene where he's teaching the son how to fight, and he's like, hit me, and he starts like smacking him, and the kid won't hit him. He's like, all right, let me. And he knocks him on the ground, and he goes, all right, I'm sorry, let me dust you off. And then he like sends him on his way, and then he grabs the next youngest one, and he goes, all right, let me show you how to fight. And then he gets to the point where he's like, now hit me. Like he was, what the fuck was going on?
Yeah, like what?
Like he abused them, but then he would go out in
Like he
public and
needed-
be like, "Hit me."
It
was almost
I
like
need
he
to
was
feel
challenging them. No, like challenge.
Yeah.
I like to think he was challenging them to to fuck with their heads more because he abuses them in their home and then he takes them into public where anybody can see. He's like, "Hit me! I fucking dare you to hit me. Just go ahead. I'm giving you a shot. Hit me, you piece of
You
shit.
hate me, don't you?
Don't you hate me? God, that'd be so
That was a
good.
great
Don't you
line.
hate how I keep you up at night with my screaming?
Like, yeah. Oh, we never even addressed how he's like a great piano player.
What the
no
fuck?
reason.
And he plays Brahms. That's all he plays.
Yeah.
He's obsessed.
Yeah. And he plays at a church organ where nobody's at, and he brings his kid.
Well, his name, I don't know if this matters, but the movie opens with a Bible verse from Job. His name is Jack O'Brien, so his name is Job, Joby. So figure that one out.
Yeah, well, Job's wife turns into salt, and she disappears. Where's that part?
That kind of happens in the movie.
Maybe that's where
That's why she's
That's what the
nothing.
floating was.
The woman,
was her-
she's like
oh, the
almost
He's
floating?
going away. She floats away out of his life, like
it's funny
turning into
that
salt.
it's funny in a movie that shows you like evolution, the Big Bang, and these dinosaurs and shit. The woman levitating 2 feet off the ground is the most baffling.
It really
scene.
is.
All the rest of it
The
happened,
chair
Bob.
that moved.
Yeah, that chair.
I
what?
couldn't even tell you what room in what home that chair was in.
That could have
let
been in the
alone
other person's
why it
house.
moved on its own. I was just like,
The
why did you
sheer
just look at a
power
chair
of
move?
love and expression.
Hurt. What is
Yeah.
that? I don't know.
That's a tree of life.
Also, part of this tree is chairs moving and women floating.
Telekinesis is part of this whole thing.
Never was that part where you were like, I thought she opened the drawer with her mind.
Well, no, the kid did. It was the kid.
Yeah.
Because he, like, the way the shot was, it was cutting his arm off, and he, like, looks down, like, ugh. And the drawer just, like, slides open. I was like, wait, is this going to turn into him, like, Chronicle? Is this him just having fucking telekinesis?
Was that before or after the mom floated?
Yeah. Oh, that was after.
It was after,
I was like,
so-
the whole family's going to be revealed to have superpowers.
Wait a minute. How awesome would this movie have been if this was the first 2 hours of Man of Steel? This would have been awesome movie.
Better than what it was.
Yeah. No, and then Man of Steel runtime still happens.
Yeah, it's still Man of
It's like
Steel.
a 6-hour fucking.
Just Brad Pitt raises his hand and then gets sucked into a tornado. That's all
I
it
mean,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All I can think about is ways to make this movie either cut it up and turn it into something else or make it better.
I'm pretty sure it was Zaccardi.
There's too much.
Zaccardi knew we were going to watch this, and I said, I can't believe I'm going to watch Tree of Life with possibly the two people I would recommend to it the least.
Yeah, no, this is not. I mean,
I would never recommend you guys watch this.
I
ever.
wouldn't have watched this on my own ever.
Ever.
I never would have done that.
I almost strangled you for making us watch.
I'm surprised you agreed to it.
Yeah. I thought it was something totally different. I didn't think it was like Upstream Colors. Just like, I dare you to like this.
I dare you.
I dare you to
You
like this.
can't not like it. It's gorgeous. It's like fucking beautiful. It's amazing. At any point a camera isn't still, it's the greatest thing you've ever looked at. And then all these scenes of still cameras filming abusive weirdos, repressed 50 family hose people, tree humans, whatever the fuck they were. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Everything else is gorgeous.
I mean, it's rare that I would say this, but I'd say like 90% of the movie, you could pause it and you could frame that frame and put it in like a fucking museum. And it's fucking beautiful.
You could take stills out of the movie and make 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzles and give it to your grandmother.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, the fucking shots are gorgeous.
The dinosaur CG was pretty shitty.
Oh my God, it was shitty.
It was weird looking.
Yeah, it
looked
look
like
good.
Theodore Rex.
Except for
it was not good.
Except for the plesiosaur, whatever the hell that was, the flipper
The flippy
dinosaur.
flip.
I thought that
The flippy
shot
flop.
that looked okay because that thing's supposed to be super wet and shiny.
Yeah,
But then those dinosaurs look really moist. Is
Yeah.
a good word for it.
Well, I mean, it's a $32 million movie. I guess I don't know. That wasn't the focus. I don't know.
God, I hope Sean Penn got paid like $20 million.
Nothing. He did it. He thought it was. He said it was the most magnificent script he's ever read. So that means he was pumped for this shit.
God.
He was pumped, and he was just like. Then can you imagine opening night when he
You
saw
go
it?
watch that. I'm like, why was I in an
Hold
Armani
on.
ad in the middle
Hold
of
on.
fucking bullshit?
Do you think Brad Pitt called his house like Brad Pitt called Sean and goes, I don't know, man. How's it like working with Terrence? This is the greatest script I've ever gotten.
And Brad Pitt's like, really? Mine?
Like
I read it and it's fucking awful and weird.
like a domino rally of deception.
Well, no, I mean, he would have got the script that he read.
No, yeah,
They filmed whatever it was that he said was magnificent was filmed. It just wasn't used.
God,
It's just
damn
sitting
it.
somewhere.
Are
in
there
the
deleted
garbage.
scenes? That'd be
I
great.
don't know. I don't have
all
the
the
Blu-ray.
deleted scenes were Sean Penn's movie.
God,
It's like an hour and a half.
Businessman starring Sean Penn.
Terrence Malick was like, this one's got jerking off in it. I'll keep this story.
Yeah, this is about a boy jerking off and then mouthing off his to his
I
daddy.
kind of like dug my own hole because we were watching it, and once the kids were around, I was like, man, there's nothing more less interesting than like a group of 10-year-old boys.
Yeah, no,
whatever
it's
they're doing
seriously
is
boring.
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then that turned out to be like 50 minutes of this fucking movie.
Just breaking windows.
You said that, and it was like literally the rest of the movie
Yeah,
is
as soon
that.
as I was just like,
There's a scene of a kid just taking a board and smacking it against the wall.
yeah.
That's it.
He's
That's all he
just
does.
Remember, they were still throwing
fuck are you
rocks through
doing?
windows and staring at the holes.
There
like-
was that scene where they rode bikes to the woods to cry.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know.
I don't even still know which brother died.
No.
Maybe there was another kid we don't see.
Even if you
There was a third kid.
Even
What's-
if you knew,
We
you
didn't even
couldn't
talk about the
say
third
it because
kid.
they don't have names.
There's an
This movie's
argument that could be
crazily
said
stupid.
that the third brother had sexual reassignment surgery and just stayed with Sean Penn because they're remembering their brother. You could say that.
Hey, maybe that's why all they do is walk around the house and move
Stare-
flowers.
A light a
and-
candle.
Like
We didn't- I know
candles.
we kind of covered it, but can we just say Sean Penn's house at the beginning when his first scene? It's obviously like a house that they bought day of. There's nothing.
Oh yeah,
in
there's
it.
absolutely.
It
nothing.
even has
Yeah.
it even has that open house like fake fruit thing right on the counter. in
There's
the
like
kitchen.
nothing and a candle.
Yeah.
It's just all white walls, barren.
Yeah.
Yeah, his life is completely depressing.
It's an Airbnb.
Yeah, he's Patrick Bateman. I mean, literally.
I mean,
He lives like Patrick Bateman.
that's what made it look like a commercial.
Yeah, because
there's
there's no clutter, there's no humanity.
Brad
anywhere.
Pitt beat the
bed.
clutter out of that kid. There's no clutter. He beat the clutter out of him.
I mean, no wonder he killed himself. He has nothing.
Did he kill himself?
Yes,
I
because he
think
went
he
to
just-
heaven.
Why?
Wait a minute.
That's what happened.
What if he just took an elevator to heaven?
If you kill yourself, you don't get into
You
heaven.
understand that was
Isn't
probably the metaphor,
rules?
right? Is him going up on an elevator was.
No, the metaphor
Guys,
was
heaven
metaphor.
is real, and this is trying to tell us how to get there, and I need to know. I thought if you killed yourself, you couldn't go to heaven.
Terrence Malick isn't a
Are you
Catholic.
telling me I should just kill myself right now?
Yes.
And you'll see all that shit. The doorway.
No,
Oh,
you'll
man.
start at
Dude, I
before
want to
hours.
see glistening dinosaurs. And
Don't you want to go to Joshua Tree for the rest of your fucking existence?
I just want to walk in like a 1/4 inch of water forever.
Jesus.
Love it. The sun perpetually rising all the time.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I want to go to
Heaven.
I want heaven to be where, Jim Morrison would explain Wayne Stock
Yeah.
to Wayne Campbell.
No, it's going to be a lawn with Brad Pitt spraying you with a hose.
Yeah.
That's it.
A fucking really shitty lawn.
If he's going to kill himself, why did he kill himself on the lawn?
I don't think he killed himself.
I don't think he killed himself.
I think
He just
either-
died?
He probably died.
I mean,
There's not one scene where
I
he
think
died.
He got on a train.
Maybe he died before he lit that candle.
He probably got on a train and was raped to death by a hobo. It was the 50s.
Was it cut out?
there
That's
was
in
those.
that's-
maybe.
Sean Penn
Well, there was the
goes back
criminals.
in time.
There was the
rapes
criminals.
his brother to death.
I bet if he got raped by a hobo,
Hey, if there's flying,
I bet
it can't be time travel.
if he got raped by a hobo on the subway, the hobo would slowly pull a camisole out of his pants and then lay it on his face as he's dying.
See, at least
never
that would
forget.
tie up the movie in a nice way. In
Yeah.
some way. Like he found the camisole like in the river.
and
Fucking.
he just like, I found it.
I know you did. That'd be great.
That was my mother.
That'd be the only whisper in the whole movie that I would have cared about. Like
The whisper of a rape hobo?
in these hard times, is only the whisper of a rape hobo.
Brings it all back to me.
Something that would have anything that would have brought it back instead of just ending.
With them in heaven. Actually, it ends with just the shape. I don't even know what to call
The
it.
universe shape.
The light of
the light of
whatever.
the Big Bang pre-Big
The funny part is that he
Big
did use "Oh Holy Night" in it. Kind of. It was like the
It was just
planets
the
are
same
forming, and it was
chord.
just like, "Sweet and heavenly
It was the same
peace."
chords. It was not that.
You don't think anybody would have noticed and been like, maybe we should change that. That sounds like shit.
That sounds like shit. Terrence,
Look,
what are you
man,
doing?
It's
Terrence?
beautiful looking. It doesn't matter what it sounded like. Could have been on mute. It's fucking art, John Bennett.
What don't you get about art, John?
Yeah.
What I don't get about
Yeah.
art,
What don't you get about
The
art?
best kind of art is that it makes no sense, and all it is people arguing over what it actually meant. So this is brilliant
so it's
because it's nothing, and you have
It
to
got
make
us
everything up on
talking.
your own.
I
ended up in
according
rape
to
hobos.
IMDb, some American theaters set up signs warning moviegoers about the enigmatic and non-linear narrative of the movie, following some confused walkouts and refund demands in the opening weeks. I actually remember those signs.
I do remember those.
yeah, because people were like literally.
What the hell does the sign say?
Can you
just watch the movie you
It's
paid
art.
for.
You won't understand it because you're a fucking idiot.
It's over your head. Just shut your mouth and try to fucking
Wait.
not answer your
Terrence
cell phone.
Malick, there's a squirrel that just ran up that line.
Quick, get
it.
Quick, get a
spray
shot
with
of
a
it.
hose.
Get a helicopter and Brad Pitt over here.
Can you imagine, like, it took, 2 years to make this movie or something, but he shot in 72 days? That could have been in a row.
Oh no.
No, that
Oh,
means
no.
that means he flew Brad Pitt back for a weekend just so he could film him
Also,
swinging children around
Every
and spraying
time,
them
that
with
he,
hose.
every time he wants to shoot, he's probably not even barely talking to the cast and crew.
Yeah.
He's just like, "We're shooting again," and everyone's like, "Okay, we just accept it." Like, yeah, guess
All right,
this
here we
is
go.
happening. So,
Frolic.
never
And
talked
cut.
about-
we'll see you in 5 weeks.
We might need more frolicking.
He just shoots it as he's editing, just like, "Oh well, we do need a shot of Brad Pitt looking left."
All these it's right. I need a left.
I mean, you can't just flip it. You can't just flip the image. That doesn't work.
He's just like,
There
all
you
right,
go,
we're
there
only
you
going
go.
to shoot during magic time and sunset.
Yeah,
That's
there
it.
actually is something in the trivia about that.
Really?
He sent, yeah. They actually wrote a photographic Bible for. I'm not even going to read it, obviously, but look how long this is. These are all the thing for every shot. All of these rules are followed,
Let me see.
so that don't read it. It's boring as hell. But it's so that there's like total consistency throughout the whole movie. They wrote a fucking photographic Bible, which is
That's awesome.
Just look at this. Just look
it's
at this.
insane. It's great.
It's insane.
He also, just like fucking Kubrick, sent instructions to all theaters to say exactly how it was supposed to be presented, which is something that rarely ever happens. Hey, it's
This
art,
is
John.
art.
I mean,
It's fucking art, which means it's dumb.
Yeah,
Anything
but
you put that
it's
much
not.
thought into,
There's art.
not a good
There's
idea.
art, and then
And
there's
it didn't-
fun
no,
art.
it'd only be dumb if it doesn't change the world, since it never does.
Yeah.
Like Tree of Life didn't like make world peace happen.
Yeah,
So-
Facts of Life had more impact than Tree of Life.
I'd love to see a poster of Facts of Life in the same like font and style as Tree of Life.
That'd be great. A mashup trailer of Facts of Life
and
scenes.
Tree of
Done
Life.
as Tree of Life.
God.
2D ate all the ice cream
That would
again.
actually be amazing. Like a Terrence Malick directed the Facts of Life 2-parter, and like the first one is just the space dinosaur part, and then the other one's like a normal ass episode, but it's like part 2. You watch the universe form and dinosaurs eat each other, and then
That it's like no, it says like to be continued at the end of the first one.
last week on Facts of Life. What the hell?
This evolution happening and shit. Volcanoes.
A moon crosses Saturn to be continued.
And then this
awesome.
week, 2D gets a B on her like math test.
Now you see this how small it all is. Like,
And nobody, there's no dialogue the entire episode. It's just them whispering in inner monologue thoughts.
oh man.
Why'd you
If
have to
only.
cheat on your math test? You know math is the language of the
I would
universe.
prefer Terrence Malick writing himself into the episode and screaming. Now you see how small.
This is garbage.
Yeah. To Miss Garrett, just screaming her face. Your lives are particles.
None of this matters!
That's what I loved about the movie was that part. I was like, this is great. I thought it was going to go on this whole, what is the significance of anything thing? And then it was like, no, now you're trying to make me care about these fucking shitty family
Or
and
you
his kid.
You can
Why
look
do you
at
know
it in
he
a different
died?
way. You can look at it a different way. Is he showed you all like life happening, with evolution, the Big Bang, all that, and then he showed you some story that means nothing, goes nowhere, and has no point. And he's like, see,
that's what it
that
is.
kind of is the whole point, isn't it? He's like,
Wait, hold on. Usually he
he's like, yeah,
he
it doesn't
starts
mean
the movie.
anything.
He starts the
That's my point, asshole.
He started the movie with something that would have been significance for an entire movie, which is the death of a child. And then he goes, oh, fuck children. Here's the world happening and becoming. There's a lot of kids,
and now
guys.
here's the family before the interesting thing happened. And
cunt. That pitch
All right.
would have really dazzled
Did
the
you-
Miramax
Like,
guys.
let's show you how they react for 5 seconds after they find out that their kid is dead. All right, now you want to figure out why those people are like that in that one moment? Here's an hour and 30 minutes of
Of
shit.
that after 30 minutes of space. You're not ready. It's brilliant.
Okay, so I told you my friend said that the way he wrote this movie was he went out into the woods for like 2 days and just came back and was like, I have it.
I know what
my
it is.
my criticism, hey, why don't you take 3 days?
At least.
John,
You would have got more structure
I
problems
don't
taken
think
care
so.
of.
I think we got crazier. He spent a week out there. We would have watched nothing.
He spent
Like,
2
there's
days.
No dialogue. You only spent 2 days writing a movie. He's like, 4 or 5 pages. Yeah,
The first
Now add in some. Why would you do this? Come to us. Where are you? Just like questions I have.
The first day was an aborted Sean Penn movie he was writing.
God.
Yeah, like him talking to the
And then,
executives. Like, okay, I got the Sean Penn movie. We'll film that, and then I'll film some stuff.
Yeah,
With a
like
family,
he was
yeah.
writing a Sean Penn movie, and then Leave It to Beaver came on, and then he got fucking sidetracked. That's
Then he
what
wrote
happened.
Terrence Malick, Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
With an abusive Brad Pitt father.
He was watching Cosmos, and then Leave It to Beaver came on, and he wrote 2 other movies.
He had the script for the Sean Penn movie. The studio wanted him to have Brad Pitt play it.
So he's like, we'll just have
he was
both
like-
and trick them.
Yeah. He was like, well, all right, then I'll just hire Sean Penn for this smaller role. And they're like, that's fine, but Brad Pitt needs to be the lead. And he just tricked them. And he just made up this movie in like 10 minutes and was like, yeah.
He like
Just Take all that shit. Take all that fucking shit. Just film a bunch of trees and stuff going by, a city, a desert, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Kill the kid. They're all shitty.
It'd be great if there was like a thing where Sean Penn was like, he heard about what was happening, and he was like, he had like a sit down with Terrence Malick. Like, I don't like what's going on here. Like, this is still my movie, right? He's like, yeah, it's totally gonna be your movie. Don't worry. We're gonna film everything you read. You know what I mean? Like, he totally make this movie and just edit him out. Make it a Brad Pitt fucking movie. Because it is. It's a Brad Pitt movie. If I had to say who was the star. Yeah, it was Brad Pitt.
It was a Brad Pitt movie.
And that kid, the bone-faced kid. Yeah.
Piece of shit.
You really hate the bone-faced kid.
I don't like him. He sucked.
What's wrong with having a child run around with a death mask on his face?
Uh-oh.
God damn it.
That's the alarm bell. We got to go back down to the Morlocks. And now we know why, because we don't understand why life happened and what brought us here.
The tree of life.
We know why we have to live underground.
Let's crawl back down it.
Somebody go get the still moving corpse of Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Thankless Roll Chastain.
This was the best Sean Penn movie I've ever seen.
I definitely agree. Absolutely.
This is the best Sean Penn Dodge commercial I've ever seen.
Eat Doritos would have been the best ending. Sweet and spicy chili. I'm out.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Tree of Life.
Tree of Life. Tree of Life. Why would you do this to us? Why are we watching this movie?
Find me.
Who are you?
You have just listened to Bonus Disc. Questions, comments, and movie suggestions can be posted to facebook.com/bonusdisc. Opinions and criticisms of the hosts and guests of Bonus Disc are 100% valid because they sit high atop Judgment Mountain. So quit your whining.